Hey, if you're new here, it's me, Potato. I'm doing a tutorial on how to make fantracks, and I've been doing this for 3 years. And if you need evidential proof of me doing these for 3 years, it's a little thing I've been making recently. So I feel like it's safe to say I've been doing this for a while, and it kind of shows. I don't want to boost my ego too much, but yeah, this is just for the people who actually want to learn how to make fantracks but don't know how to start. So firstly, what I'll do is choose a sound. Personally, I'll choose a pad sound because I like them, and also pick a scale for the fantrack. I just mess around a bit, find the correct scale, and I'm doing this one in the D major scale. You don't have to memorize every scale off by heart. I only remember half of them, I'm not gonna lie, but it is kind of useful to know them. And if you want to know how to make a chord, you take one note after the one, so you get the 1 and the 3, then you delete the 4th, then you get a 1 and a 5, delete the 6th, and you get a 1, 3, 5 and 7, and then delete the 8th, and now you got a 7th chord. It sounds like something like this. Now I'll make the rest of the chords. There you go, here's the rest of the chords. Chords is sort of kind of something you'll pick up over time and know what will sound good and what won't. I've set it to the tempo I want it to, for drum breaks it's sort of simple-ish. I do encourage, if you do know how to make your own drum beats, make them, because drum breaks are kind of lazy-ish, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna do drum breaks instead of actual drum beats. I do a small cutout there so it feels like, oh, something's changed before adding the break back in. Next thing I add after drums and chords, bass. Absolutely, if you want to make your piece sound more full, bass. More people need to learn this. And I'm going to go with one of my current favourite basses, Monster Bass. Monster Bass is, well, nice because it's got a lot of low end, a lot of growl, and it's just really fat. Don't take that out of context, please, I swear to God. And if you want to know how to make a simple bass line, cut out every single note from the chords except for the very bottom notes, and you get your bass. Like that. And then what I usually do next, this is going for what I usually do my style in, but you can do your own thing if you want to, if you just want the chords and stuff, but I'd recommend doing this if you want a bit more variation. Next I add a plucky sound to make an arpeggio. If you don't know what an arpeggio is a set of notes played in a certain rhythm. In this instance, I'm just going to be playing the notes in the chord from lowest to highest. And I take all the chord notes, shrink them down to sort of like that, so it's sort of like fast but not too fast, and make sure everything is on grid. You won't need this later on if you want to add more groove, but for starters, make sure everything's on grid. I think it's very important. Now I've got my arpeggio, I did one going down for variation. That's how it sounds so far. And then I do another amen cut because, for the reasons I stated before, honestly. And make sure your arpeggio isn't always looping and has breaks and pauses and stuff, so it doesn't get boring too quick. Now you've got most of the starting instrumental done, but if you want to know what I'll do for a chorus, instead of it just being vocal spam and stuff like that, what I usually do is add another instrument over top of it, just playing like the chords or something. Don't worry, you won't have to learn this, so I'm just doing this to get the correct sort of sound. So I just take the chords, put them down to where I think the chorus will be. I can hear it's not too quiet already. But I will not go over mixing now. And I'm just going to raise my arpeggio up, not an arpeggio, an octave up, because I can hear it's too low down and too quiet. So yeah. Now we're almost done with our instrumental, but I'm going to add a second chorus here, so I'm going to need to extend it again. Like that. And then amen chop, because for the reasons I stated before, and the fair's the final chorus. And for the most part, there's your instrumental done. If you want to add extra things, you can if you want, like a crash cymbal or something like that, but I'm just going to go with the basics for right now. And now we can finally get onto vocals. Sorry, I'm yapping so much. So I'm going to use a tuned sound font here for Bambi, so that, because personally I prefer tuned sound, but my absolute preferred mix is tuned and untuned. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to do one, which is tuned. Now I've got a boyfriend sound, just playing around with the scale, sounding if it's correct or not with that one. And then vocals, honestly, vocals are on you. Just apply the fact that it needs to stay in scale unless it's untuned, and also that it has to stay on grid unless you're going for a groovy feel. Vocals are honestly, you're cool. You can do what you want to do with vocals. I'm not here to judge. But if you do want to do spam, this is the wrong tutorial for you. If you want to spam, I'll probably have a tuned spam guide in the description maybe. Yeah. So for now, just sit back and relax, I guess. And take notes, I guess, if you want to. And also, if I do sound bad, sorry, this is probably the first time in a long time I've actually used my voice on like videos and stuff. So there's your vocal turn done, but just make sure if you are doing it with a untuned chromatic, then when you do take it to the F, make sure it's still actually on the correct scale. That's all I'm going to say, that's all the criticism I'm going to give. If I do need to go over mixing a different video, I'm probably not going to, because that's all on, developing your ear. I've developed my ear a decent amount, and I'm still trying to develop it. That's how long mixing takes. Because mixing, that is something that always can be improved. Mixing can never be perfect, unless if you are doing it like 24/7 every day. Anyway, here's like the second turn I'm doing. Oh, I forgot to say this is also like Hortaz styled fantrack basically. It's the sort of song you would hear Hortaz make. And Hortaz, if you're seeing this, I actually liked your songs for a while. In fact, I still do like some of them. And if you're seeing this, thank you for actually being a good part of the community whilst it was. Anyway, there's the second vocal tone done. And now we get to the chorus part. So the chorus part, I'm just going to make it sort of Spanish. Also, if I sound really tired, that's because I'm recording this. It's almost midnight as I'm recording this, so that's probably why I sound tired. Now I'm just making the chorus part. Same rules apply, just keep it in the correct scale and also keep it on grid. And here's a useful thing for the arpeggio if you really want to do it. A useful thing for the arpeggio is you can also use it as counter vocals for the chorus. So you can just put it onto the track and then it will just be like, oh, for the players doing stuff, the vocals are doing things whilst it's not their turn technically. And honestly, it's surprisingly effective for how simple it is. Now just finishing up the song, and that's really what I'm doing. Nothing else I can really say. I do some stuff after, by the way, don't worry, it's not all on video, but most of it is for the most part, because I just made small changes. And you just copy your vocals from the chorus over, and that's your Bambi fantrack done. Here it is. So yeah, there you go. Have a good day or night.